Welcome to Legal Dilemmas, where you will find clear, concise legal advice. My name is Safina.
And my name is Brenda.
So Brenda, today we're looking at cohabitation, and specifically I've had a client who attended the other day. She's been in a long-term relationship with her partner, not married. She doesn't own the family home, he does, and he's asked her to leave. So can he do that?
He can. If they're not married and he owns the house, even though they've got children, she does not have any automatic right to stay in the property that he solely owns.
So where does that leave her and the children? Because if he can ask her to leave, what can she do both legally and practically?
Okay. On a short-term basis, in practical terms, she can apply for an occupation order.
Mm-hmm.
That is an order under the Family Law Act 1996, and it will just give her the right to occupy the property for a defined period.
Mm-hmm.
It may exclude him, it may not, depending upon the circumstances of the case.
Mm-hmm.
However, that only gives her the right to occupy it for a defined period, and it does not give her any ownership or equity in the property.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she can only acquire an interest in the property if she can prove she's paid the mortgage,
mm-hmm.
or she's contributed to the deposit, mm-hmm. or carried out home improvements. So they're two separate things. So if she wants to stay living there, it's an occupation order, which is a short-term measure.
Mm-hmm.
Long-term, if she wants money out of the property and he owns it, she's got to prove she's either paid the mortgage, carried out home improvements, or paid towards the deposit. Now, paying bills does not give you an interest. So if you've paid for things that you would pay for in a rented property, such as the gas, electric, water, that does not give you a financial interest, and people do become confused because they think, well, I was paying for the bills and the food, and he was paying the mortgage. Well, you haven't acquired any interest in the property.
But it sounds quite complicated. And I think, as you said earlier, when it comes to cohabitation, somebody would need to consider seeking legal advice around what legal rights they actually have. And I think you've already told us in the previous video that trust law would apply.
Yes, so if you have to make a claim to assert your right to the property, it is quite complicated. It's trust law, and you have to prove you've contributed. You also have to show there was a common intention between the two of you that you should benefit from the property, and in accordance with that common intention, you've acted to your detriment. You've relied upon whatever may have been said to you, and you've acted to your detriment. It's not a good position to be in, which is why it's very important, if you are going to cohabit, that you should seek legal advice and enter into a cohabitation agreement.
Thank you very much, Brenda. Hopefully that all makes sense. Please do seek independent legal advice, because it is important. It's about protecting your interests and the interests of your children so that you are not later disadvantaged. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, share, keep those notifications on for further great legal content.